Now, would the audience please stand for the opening flag ceremony? Audience, attention. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward, march. Color guard, halt. About, face. Audience, please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. 2. About, face. Color guard, prepare to post the colors. Color guard, post the colors. Reform ranks. About, face. Please join me in the Scout law. Scout is trustworthy, loyal, helpful, friendly, courteous, kind, obedient, cheerful, thrifty, brave, clean, and reverent. 2. Color guard, forward, march. Color guard, halt. Color guard at ease. Audience at ease, please be seated.
For our opening prayer, please prepare yourself in the manner that you are accustomed. Dear Lord, we thank you for the work of Sir Robert Baden-Powell, who in his dedication of wisdom founded the World Scouting Movement of 1908. We thank you for the efforts of the thousands of men and women who have brought scouting to millions of youths around the world. We are here today to celebrate a great achievement by Bryce Donica. We pray you will give him guidance to model the principles of scouting, to do his best, to do his duty, to God and to his country. We ask you, O Lord, to give strength and courage to each of us to live up to the Scout Oath, the Scout Law, and the high ideals of scouting. Amen.
I would now like to introduce Ms. Paula Buckner, representing the Pacific Crest Council of Scouting America.
At this time, on behalf of the National Council of Scouting America, I'm proud to hereby convene this Court of Honor for the express purpose of presenting the Eagle Scout Award to Eagle Scout Bryce Donica. The Eagle Scout rank is the highest youth award which may be awarded by a member of the Scouting program. It represents another step towards the Scout, by that Scout, toward the BSA's goal of developing citizenship. Can't read my glasses. Of developing citizenship, of imparting character development, and enhancing personal fitness. While the Eagle Scout badge is one of 7 ranks which the Scout earns, the achievement of the Eagle Scout rank is the highest, indeed highest, honor that a Scout may achieve. All Eagle Scouts in the audience, please stand to be recognized. Please share with the group the year you earned the Eagle Scout rank along with your troop number and council. If you would start over here.
Starting with the youngest, I'm Riley Lofton, Eagled in 1973 in Gadsden, Alabama, Roll Tide.
I'm Dan Hall. I earned my Eagle in 1994 in Springfield, Virginia.
I'm Warren Daly. I Eagled in 2024 from Troop 7.
Gary Taylor,
2000 in Portland, Oregon, Troop 112.
Sam Post, Troop 15, Phoenix, Oregon, in 1991.
Bruce McGarvey, earned my Eagle 1952, Findlay, Ohio, for Troop 8 in the Putnam Area Council.
Ethan Tram, I eagled out of Troop 48 in 2023 throughout Eagle Point.
Bryce Donica, Troop 7 in 2024.
Will the audience please stand? And Scout Bryce Donica, will you please raise your right hand in the Scout sign and recite the Scout oath?
On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God and my country, and to obey the Scout law, to help other people at all times, and to keep myself physically strong, mentally awake, and morally straight.
The audience may be seated. Scouting America recognizes achievements by awarding badges of rank, ranging from Scout to Eagle, The first rank is Scout. To earn this, a new Scout must agree to live by the Scout Oath and Law and to complete a number of other assignments, like learn the Scout Oath, Law, salute, and handshake. The next rank is Tenderfoot. The Tenderfoot requirements offer a taste of the great adventures awaiting you in Scouting and give you the basic skills you need to begin taking part in those adventures. Next, second class. To earn the second class, a Scout must have proven their abilities in camping, first aid, swimming, and other Scout skills. Next is the rank of first class. The founder of Scouting, Lord Baden-Powell, said that all Scouts should earn first class. Now you've tested yourself even more. With confidence and knowledge you now have, people will expect more of you, and you will expect more of yourself. You are prepared to be more of a leader in your patrol, in your troop, and in your community. Star is the next rank. As you earn star rank, you have more freedom to choose the directions that interest you. The focus shifts from basic Scout skills to earning merit badges and serving the troop in a position of leadership. Next, Life rank. Life is one of the rarest ranks. This is the last rank before Eagle. By this time, you've earned more than half of the merit badges required for Eagle and served the troop in a position of leadership for at least 6 months. The last and highest rank is Eagle. The Eagle rank is Scouting's highest award. Only a small percentage of Scouts have ever reached this lofty goal. To reach Eagle, you must complete at least 21 merit badges. Bryce now has 36. You also must complete a major community service project known as the Eagle Project. Now, will Eric Crook and Terry Ashcraft please come forward to relate an appropriate story?
This is okay. Right, afar in our dry southwestern country was an Indian village, behind which a high mountain towered above the desert. It was considered a great feat to climb this mountain, so all the young braves of the village were eager to attempt it. One day, the chief said,
"Now, boys, you may all go today and try to climb the mountain. Start right after breakfast and go as far as you can. Then when you are tired, come back. But each of you must bring me a twig from the place where you have turned around."
Away they all went, full of hope, each feeling that he surely could reach the top. Very soon the first boy came slowly back, puffing and sweating. He stood before the chief, and in his hand he held a sprig of mesquite shrub. The chief smiled and said,
My boy, you barely got started. You did not reach the mountain. You did not even cross the desert.
I like to think this boy has just received their scout rank. He has just barely started the journey. An hour later, the next boy returned. He carried a piece of cactus. To this, the chief said,
I see you have made it to the desert, but not to the mountain. This is a difficult walk, but you still have a long journey ahead of you.
The boy is like the scout who has earned his tenderfoot class rank. He has progressed on his journey, but he has many skills yet to learn. An hour later, the third boy returned. He carried a twig of sagebrush, and the chief said,
Well, you have reached the foot of the mountain, but you did not start to climb.
This boy is like the scout who has earned his second class rank. He is growing and learning, but has not really begun the climb, but up the difficult mountain. After another hour, the next boy came back. He held out a cottonwood sprig.
Good for you. You got as far as the springs at the base of the mountain,
said the chief. This might represent the scout who has progressed 1/4 of the way up the advancement trail and received his first class rank. A while later, the fifth boy came back with some cedar. The chief smiled when he saw it and spoke.
Well done, my boy. You went halfway up the mountain. This is quite an accomplishment.
This is like the scout who has reached the next level of the climb and earned his star rank. Later in the afternoon, the boy returned carrying a branch of pine. To him, the chief said,
Good. You went to the third level. You made it 3/4 of the climb. Keep on trying. Next year, you will undoubtedly reach the top.
This scout who has earned life rank has reached the 3/4 mark and in sight of the top of the mountain. The sun was low when the seventh and last boy returned. He was a tall, splendid boy of noble character. He approached the chief and held up his hand. It was empty, but he was radiant as he spoke.
My father, there were no trees where I went. I saw no twigs, no living thing upon the peak. But as far and away I saw another mountain peak, and beyond them, the shining sea.
Now the old chief's face glowed as he said,
I knew it. I knew it when I looked upon your face. You have reached the top. It is written in your eyes, and it rings in your voice. My boy, you need no twigs or token, for you have seen the glory of the mountain.
All along the way, as each scout got further and further, the trail was less and less traveled and became narrower. The path up the mountain had fewer feet upon it as the difficulty increased. Few scouts ever make it all the way to the peak. The brave who reach the top of the mountain is like the scout who has reached the top of the scout program, the Eagle Scout rank. But beyond the top are the peaks that must be met and climbed to reach the shining sea of adulthood. Would Paula Buckner please return to the stage?
Price has been very active in scouting over the last 10 years, starting as a Tiger Cub Scout, and has achieved the following since joining Troop 7. He spent more than 53 nights camping. He earned the 50-mile award for rafting. He completed more than 87.5 hours of community service. He was inducted into the Order of the Arrow and is now a Brotherhood member. He earned the National Outdoor Award for camping. He attended both National Youth Leadership Training and the National Jamboree in 2023. He worked 3 summers at Camp McLaughlin's Cub Scout Camp. He earned the BSA Lifeguard certification. He earned the bronze, gold, and silver palms for completing 36 merit badges. And he served in 12 leadership roles within the troop. Now I'd like to ask Bryce's father, Chris, to please come up and talk about Bryce's Eagle project.
Anybody hear me? Is that clear enough? Okay. I'm going to use this just so that I don't have to look at a piece of paper. But a lot of you people, wonderful, wonderful people, helped Bryce on this Eagle project. Normally, the person who receives the project is called the beneficiary of an Eagle project. And unfortunately, Tony couldn't be here today. He was the beneficiary out at Forest Park Trail System in Jacksonville. And he's a volunteer at Forest Park, and he helps maintain the park. And also, he's been an amazing contact and helpful with getting Eagle projects done out there. So that's where Bryce did his project. So I'm going to have Ariana start the slideshow. She's ready to go. And you see some photos, so you'll see a lot of yourselves in these photos. But Bryce's very first Eagle project that he ever volunteered at was at the same park for Stilson, I think was his name. Trying to think of the Eagle. And we got to know Tony Hess through that, and when Bryce decided to look for an Eagle project, we contacted Tony Hess, and Tony said, we really need a kiosk up in the upper parking area of Forest Park because there's a lot of bike trails up there, and there's no maps, and they need an information booth. So Bryce jumped into that, and he built the trusses at home because they were kind of specialized, and we needed a little help from his grandfather. But the rest we did right there with a lot of the scouts here in this room. It was really amazing. You can see what a cool project that was. So, and he put a bike rack in it as well. So it was two things. Wow. All right, that's it. So, good job, Bryce.
Now, Gary Taylor will provide the Eagle charge.
I'll just switch. So, the Boy Scouts, now Scouting America, was founded 115 years ago, constituents of one of the most wholesome and significant movements in history. More than 1 million participants since its inception. Bryce, you are now counted among the worthy and the highest rank in its membership. All who know you should rejoice and praise your achievement. Your position, as you well know, is one of honor and responsibility. You are now a marked man. As an Eagle Scout, you have assumed a solemn obligation to do your duty to God, to country, to your fellow Scouts, and to mankind in general. This is a great and worthy undertaking. As you live up to your obligations, you bring honor to yourself and to your brother and sister Scouts. If you fail, you bring down the good name of all true and worthy Eagle Scouts. Your responsibility goes beyond your fellow Scouts, to your country and your God. America has many good things to give to you and your children after you, but these good things depend on the qualities that she will instill in her citizens. You are prepared to help America in all that she needs. She has a great past, and you are here to make her future greater and brighter. I charge you to undertake your citizenship with a solemn dedication to be a leader, but only lead towards the best and highest ideals. Lift up every task you do and every office you hold to a high level of service to God, to your fellow men, to the finest form of living. We have too many who use their strength and their intellect to exploit others for their selfish gains. I charge you to be among those dedicated few to use their skills and ability for a common good. Build America on the solid foundation of clean living, honest work, unselfish citizenship, and reverence for God, all things you've learned in scouting. Whatever others may do, you will never leave behind your record and your time in scouting, and please go forward and make your friends and every scout proud of who you are. I've had the pleasure, I'd like to say, watching Bryce grow up a little, but I think he was already this tall when he arrived. But I have watched Bryce fully mature, and I truly think you are ready for this rank of Eagle Scout. I'd now like to bring Sam Post up to give the Eagle Scout pledge and make it all worthwhile.
The Eagle Scout candidate will now take the Eagle Scout pledge. As the candidate takes this pledge for the first time, will those Eagle Scouts who are present in the audience please stand and reaffirm their pledge with him. Will each of you please give the Eagle Scout sign and repeat after me in unison? Please rise. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to God. On my honor, I will do my best to do my duty to my country. I reaffirm my allegiance to the three promises of the Scout Oath. I thoughtfully recognize and take upon myself the obligations and responsibilities of the rank of Eagle Scout. On my honor, I will do my best to make my training an example, to make my rank and influence strongly count for better scouting and for better citizenship in my troop, in my community, and in my contact with other people, regardless of race, color, or creed. To this I pledge my sacred honor. The Scouts in the audience may now be seated. I charge you to enter the Eagle Scout Brotherhood holding ever before you without reservation by deals of honor and service. By repeating the Eagle Scout pledge before your fellow members, you have become an Eagle Scout. Though the words you used just now are similar to those by which you joined Scouting, today they mean much more than ever you could have meant at the time or at any time in the past. When you pledge yourself on the sacred honor using the same words that are found at the end of the Declaration of Independence, you sealed your internal loyalty to the code of an Eagle Scout. And like Gary said, watch you grow up, and just watch you go from struggling at being a scouting to being an excellent leader. Scoutmaster Liz Hamilton, please come forward and lead the presentation of the Eagle Scout badge.
Bryce, we're finally here at the point that you've been waiting for. Having confirmed all readiness for the receipt of this award, it is now time to formally present this badge recognizing your accomplishments. I also get to give a speech. It's right here in bold, so I follow the rules. But it's just an honor to be part of this, and I'm sure that you can look out here and see all the Scouts that you've led quietly, loudly, and you have kids. My kids look up to you. I look up to you. But I'm proud of you, and congratulations. So before the Eagle Award is bestowed upon you, I'm going to ask that your parents, Chris and Ed Donica, please join us up here. Do you join them? Bryce, your parents have undoubtedly been a primary source of help in your Scout work. They will help you carry the standards of the award to the highest peak of attainment. Since the very best is expected of an Eagle Scout in exemplary conduct, character, achievement, and leadership ability. I'm going to ask your parents who have stood by you so loyally to pledge their willingness to continue to help you. Chris and Etta, do you agree to continue to help Bryce so that he may grow in character and those leadership qualities that an Eagle Scout should have? Bryce? As a founding member of the Charging Knights Patrol, by the authority vested in me by the National Council of Scouting America and the Pacific Crest Council, it is my privilege and pleasure to announce you as an Eagle Scout. May the oath that you have taken always remain with you. No words in this court of honor can do justice to the devotion and the patient perseverance which you and your parents have helped you towards worthy manhood. Only from their hands could you receive your Eagle Award at this moment. Will Chris and Edda please put the badge on his list of Eagle Scout? Troop 7 is proud to also present you with this special neckerchief in recognition of your achievement. And please wear it properly. I'm glad they're doing it because I probably couldn't reach. No one will ever know the unnumbered acts of self-sacrifice and helpfulness from the parents of the Eagle Scout which have led to this day. As a symbol of what his parents made possible, the court will now ask Bryce to present his mother and his father with pins of recognition of their contributions to this day. I proudly present you Eagle Scout Bryce Donica.
You hear me? Okay, good. All right, so it's my turn to talk. Yay! I'm always a talking person. First, I wanted to thank you all so much for attending the ceremony today. It's so wonderful to see Bryce's family, his Scout family, and all his friends here to celebrate his achievements over the past 10 years. It's hard to know where to begin when talking about your kid's career in Scouting, and I guess I'll start with how proud I am of you, Bryce. You're amazing. This once little boy, now a strong young man, has had quite a journey since the day we decided to find a home for him in Scouting. He's changed numerous ways, all of them quite good. Bryce has character that shines from him in everything he does. He literally lives the Scout Law, especially the 13th point of the Scout Law, which is?
Hungry.
A Scout is hungry, yes. That's the most important one. Bryce started Scouting when he was about age 7 with Cub Scout Pack 1 here in Medford. And he really was the cutest little Tiger Scout. When we have refreshments in the fellowship hall afterward, we get to see his colored uniform and wonder how he was ever that small. Throughout the years in ranks, Bryce has loved being a scout, and I've loved being there by his side for everything. All the various scouting activities sparked his interest and love of the outdoors. And he has so much fun with a group of great boys who wanted to do similar things. Oh, guys, right here. It's hard to even recount all the amazing things we've been able to do because Bryce was in Cub Scouts and in the troop, and they were so busy. Things like river rafting, hiking, camping, blacksmithing, spelunking at the lava bed caves, visiting other states, touring Washington, D.C., riding zip lines, learning to fish and gut many fish, and providing service to the community in ways such as helping with the food pantry here at the church, building a kiosk for his Eagle Project, building shelves and painting rooms at the Kelly Shelter, picking up Christmas trees each year, gutting fish at the free fishing weekend, and joining the Order of the Arrow to engage in even more great service opportunities. In all this, Bryce has shown a remarkably cheerful spirit and has always demonstrated the Frontier Girls slogan of, if you see a need, take the lead. I've been floored by Bryce's growth and development and leadership skills over these years. When we attended Camp Merriweather in 2022, Bryce was appointed as the senior patrol leader for that contingent for the week. Previously, his highest position had only been assistant patrol leader. He took on the new role with a grace and determination I've never seen from him before, and I've rarely seen from anyone. Bryce does not seek to be in charge. He doesn't want power over anyone, but when asked to be the leader, he stepped right up, attended the daily leadership trainings at the camp, rallied our troop for meals and events, and became the leader we want every scout to eventually become. It made such an impact on me that I still marvel at the leap in his abilities and tell people about it often. Later on, he served as the troop's senior patrol leader, and again, he led with grace, knowledge, compassion, and benevolent authority. This ceremony today recognizes Bryce's achievement of becoming an Eagle Scout last October. The rank of Eagle Scout is very important to me because it marks a rite of passage for our youth. Our society is sorely missing rites of passage. Perhaps it's because our country is a mixing pot of people from all over the world, and in the process of learning to live together, different cultures have dropped important historical practices. For example, in many other cultures, when a person becomes old enough, wise enough, and respected by their family, tribes, or peers, they become an elder. Being an elder is very important in maintaining healthy societies. Now, though, in our country, becoming an elder is almost shameful and avoided because so many people want to remain young, or at least young-looking. But we need our elders to show us the way and connect our past to our futures. I would like to pay my respects to 4 of our elders here today, whom I respect greatly and have had a huge impact on Bryce's and on my journey in scouting. Please join me in thanking our elders, Bruce McGarvey, Paula Buckner, Ed Park, and Terry Ashcraft. We give them Thank you. All 4 of them have been instrumental in making Troop 7 and Bryce's journey to Eagle such a success, so thank you all. On the opposite end of the spectrum from our troop elders, our society has such a lack of definition of when a boy becomes a man or a girl becomes a woman. Is it when a boy turns age 13, like for a bar mitzvah? How about when a girl turns 15 for a quinceañera? Or when a youth turns 16 and can drive on their own? Maybe when they turn 18 and can vote or serve in the military. Maybe the closest is when a person graduates high school or college and there's a commencement ceremony and family dinners afterward to celebrate their academic achievement. To me, though, these are pretty arbitrary ages. Other than for school or taking a driving test, you don't have to do much to achieve these awards. Most of these so-called rites of passage simply come to you when you reach a random age. Now, to me, those don't have much meaning. Generally, we mark births, marriages, and deaths, but we have lost the tradition of marking one of life's most critical transitions, that of maturing from child to adult. Every youth used to look forward to his or her preparation by the elders, followed by a coming-of-age ceremony. This rite of passage was a way of guiding and celebrating each young person, and publicly acknowledged that the adolescent was no longer a child and supported each on their way towards adulthood. In days gone by, a boy would earn the right to be called a man if he passed a difficult test or a trial. Making his first kill was quite important to many cultures. Surviving several nights alone in the wilderness was common for many others. Sometimes there were special ceremonies that involved dream quests or out-of-body experiences to determine your totem. A boy didn't get the right to become an adult and be called a man just because they turned a certain age. They had to prove themselves worthy of the designation. So I believe that one of the few true rites of passage we have in this country for our youth is the achievement of earning the rank of Eagle Scout in BSA Scouting and the Gold Award in the Girl Scouts organization. It's not based on reaching an age. As a matter of fact, it requires you not be age 18 to qualify. Instead, becoming an Eagle Scout is completely based on the skill, determination, merit, and leadership growth of a single youth who must pass a large number of tests before they can even be considered for the honor. First, as you've heard today, they must pass through 6 separate ranks, each requiring many skills to be learned, leadership demonstrated, and service hours provided to the community. Then the Scout must earn a minimum of 21 merit badges, 14 of which are quite difficult and designed to make them a well-rounded citizen of our great nation. After all that, the youth must plan and execute an Eagle Service Project, which typically involves 75 to 150 hours of work and is the pinnacle of their leadership growth. Do you know how long yours took?
I think it was at least 113.
Yeah,
A little more.
a little more than 110, yeah.
No, I don't recall.
This is not a light task. This is not an easy thing to accomplish. You don't get through any of that by simply becoming a specific age or taking a driving test. No, this rite of passage is only possible by years of work, some of it hard, and some of it incredibly fun. And if a scout doesn't complete the requirements every step of the way, they won't earn the highest rank in scouting. There's no consolation prize for doing a good job or participation. You are an Eagle Scout only because you proved yourself worthy. And we saw a lot of people who proved themselves worthy today. The purpose of the speech is to make us all aware that every Eagle Scout, and now my beloved son Bryce, have progressed from a child into an adult. Bryce is an Eagle that I and my wife Etta are honored to know and support for the rest of our lives. His rite of passage is complete, and he has done it all with grace, fun, and style. I mean, just look at that hair. Look at that style. I encourage every single scout in this audience who is working up through the ranks to never give up, never surrender in their path to Eagle. It is worth it, even though sometimes it seems like a lot to do. Lastly, I would like to give Bryce a special gift to commemorate his achievement. Okay, this is a compass, which of course all scouts are supposed to know how to use. On the inside it says, "To my son, wherever your journey in life may take you, I pray you'll always be safe. Enjoy the ride and never forget your way back home. I'm always here for you. Love, Dad." So Bryce, while we definitely want you to spread your wings, leave the nest, explore the world, grow, and have a family you love, your mom and I will always be here to support you should you need it. We're so proud of what you've accomplished and achieved and the incredible adult you've become. I love you. So we're going to get our technical crew just ready. We're going to look at a slideshow, and it's somewhere here. Okay. All right, so this is a slideshow of some of Bryce's important events in his scouting career. You'll see just a portion of the activities that Bryce has participated in over the past 10 years. So please relax and enjoy the fun.
小さな鳥の声忘られぬ歌水 象の影銀の止まりに思い出にまどろむ懐かしき歌大人になるために置いてきた優しいおとぎ話僕は僕だけの運命を僕だけの旋律を歌うために生まれてきただから僕だけの感情を僕だけの色彩を刻みつけるこの世界に一つの物語を人は誰しも一人で歩く足跡に記すはそれぞれの歌時にぶつかり時に寄り添い織りなす響きこそ僕たちの歌遥かに受け継がれ歌われて優しいおとぎ話いつかおしまいのページに綴るべき言葉知ることなどできはしないだけど僕たちは歩き僕たちは歌う自分だけの物語を君は君だけの運命を君だけの旋律を歌うために生まれてきただから君だけの感情を君だけの色彩を刻みつけてこの世界君だけの傷跡を一つの物語を覚めない夢のほとりに響く誰かの物語忘れられぬ歌Sama
Gäste her. Komm, du Schöne, bring den Wein zu mir, denn mir ist nach Wein und Weib.
Ich schenk dir ein, nur wenn du tanzt mit mir. Wenn du tanzt mit mir, dann komm ich zu dir. Ich schenk dir ein, nur wenn du tanzt mit mir, dann bekommst du Wein und Weib.
Oh, komm, du Schöne, auf den Tisch hinauf, auf den Tisch hinauf, komm, wir tanzen drauf. Oh, komm, du Schöne, auf den Tisch hinauf, denn es soll uns jeder sehen.
Ich komm hinauf, will einen Kuss von dir, ja, den wünsch ich mir. Ich komm hinauf, will einen Kuss von dir, will ich oben bei dir stehen.
Die Sünde lockt und das Fleisch ist schwach, so wird es immer sein. Die Nacht ist jung und der Teufel lacht, komm, wir schenken uns jetzt ein. Und später, Schöne, teil das Bett mit mir, teil das Bett mit mir, dass ich nicht so friere. Und später, Schöne, teil das Bett mit mir, es soll nicht ein Schaden sein.
Doch nur wenn du heute keine andere küsst, wenn du treu mir bist. Doch nur wenn du heute keine andere küsst, sonst schläfst du wohl allein.
Die Sünde lockt und das Fleisch ist schwach, so wird es immer sein. Die Nacht ist jung und der Teufel lacht, komm, wir schenken uns jetzt ein.
Ich schenk dir ein, nur wenn du tanzt mit mir, und zwar jetzt und hier. Ich schenk dir ein, nur wenn du tanzt mit mir, ich will tanzen Leib an Leib. Ich schenk dir ein, nur wenn du tanzt mit mir, dann komm ich zu dir.
Yay! All right, Bryce, please come up and say your piece.
All right, been writing this down, so I might stumble a little bit here. First, I would like to present the mentor pin to Chris Donovan. I've always been there through the entire scouting thing. I know, like during 2020, you know, couldn't really be at meetings in church or anything, and we didn't really know how scouts worked, but you took the time to learn how scouts work, so you could teach me how scouts work and help along. Too much to say, but yes, probably. Yeah, so I would like to present to you with the mentor pin on this side here. Even. Yes. Yeah, thank you. And I would also like to thank all of you, everyone who has ever helped me or taught me anything, who has guided me or given encouragement, friendship, anything and everything. Thank you.
Thank you, Bryce. All right. Would Scoutmaster Liz Hamlin please come up and make any other announcements?
When I was asked to be Scoutmaster, nobody told me I'd have all of these announcements to do. But, so we have some announcements coming up. We have our Snowcapades planning meeting on Monday, so everybody that's planning on going to Snowcapades, we need you there. It's also our TLC. We're going to be meeting in the food pantry room instead of the fellowship hall, so we would meet there. We have a ski trip planned on February 7th with this with Troop 7, and the Order of the Arrow has joined in on that. And so we do need a head count because we want to make sure that you guys get tickets ahead of time because they're cheaper than buying them at the gate there. Let's see. And then we have had a request from Terry. I can't pronounce your last name, but Terry, please stand up. He's requesting that we provide 4 to 5 scouts for the Chinese New Year parade in Jacksonville. That's on February 15th. And we'll be helping run the bounce house that they have at the courthouse. So if you're interested in that, we need to make sure that we get you in touch with Terry before you leave today. Let's see. I think that's it. Eli, you're back up.
Thank you, Liz. Mrs. Paula Buckner will now provide the official closing of this Eagle Scout Court of Honor.
Wow. On behalf of the Scouting America, I hereby declare this National Court of Honor closed and join all assembled here in greeting our new Eagle Scout, Bryce Donick.
Will the color guard please prepare to retire our colors? Audience, please rise. Audience, attention. Color guard, attention. Color guard, forward march. Color guard, halt. Color guard, retrieve the colors. Reform ranks. Color guard, about, face, forward, march. Color guard, halt. Audience at ease, color guard at ease, color guard dismissed. Bryce and his family welcome everyone to join them in the fellowship hall for a reception and snacks. Thank you all for coming.